Okay, welcome. If you can, grab a blanket that you can roll the long ways. If you don't have a blanket, a bolster will work, or even an old yoga mat will work, or a beach towel. And you want to roll it as long as it can be close to the length of your spine. And if you have a shorter one, you might grab a little pillow just so your head has something to rest on. Go ahead and lay that on the back half of the mat, long ways. And we're going to get centered first, and then we'll drop into using our prop. So once you feel situated with that roll, you can just put it down and kind of let that go. And then sit up nice and tall. Find some length in the spine. Begin to let the eyes close either completely or find a soft gaze to the earth. And just start to welcome yourself into the present moment. Noticing the sounds around you, the air on your skin, the floor underneath you, the body connected to the floor. And moving the awareness inside of it by just noticing your breath. You don't need to change it, just let it be what it is and feel the movements in the body as a result of the breath, subtle movements from the inhale and the exhale. Just tuning to the breath helps take us into the present moment. It also might help to slow down the busy mind. You can bring a little intention to the breath, fuller inhale to the belly, slower, softer exhale. Stay with that, inhaling deep down into the belly through the nostrils. And as you exhale, let the belly button melt back towards the spine. Letting go of whatever it took to get here. One more full breath in. And out. And then roll your shoulders up to the ears. Press them back and melt them down. Next, inhale, let the shoulders roll up to the ears. But this time we're going to roll them forward, tuck the chin, and melt them down as you exhale. Let's do that one more time. Lift the head back to neutral, shoulders roll up. And then they roll forward, down, tuck the chin. Stay there. Take a nice full breath into the opening between the shoulder blades, maybe the back of the neck. And big inhale, lift the chin, roll shoulders up, squeeze shoulder blades together and melt them down. Lengthen up through the spine, nice tall spine. And then tuck the chin, but don't drop the head forward. Think about giving yourself a double chin, opening up the back of the neck. And as you inhale, gently rolling right ear to right shoulder. And exhaling chin to chest. Inhaling left ear to left shoulder. And exhaling chin to chest. And keep going, follow the rhythm of your breath. Move in any organic way that calls to you. If something doesn't feel right, maybe don't go so deep. If something feels a little tight, you might roll around in that area and take some deep full breaths. Feel free to explore and be curious. Tune into sensations. We just warm up the neck. Stay with your breath. Facial muscles soft, the back teeth parted so the jaw can relax a bit. As you're ready, taking your time, gently bring the head back through center. When you arrive, inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, let the tailbone melt down. Let's do just a little cat-cow, warming up the spine, open the heart, shoulder blades roll back, chin might lift, that's your inhale. Exhale, round the spine, tuck the chin, pull the heart to the back wall. Inhale, lift and open up the front body. And exhale, round it off. At your pace. Let your breath guide your movement. And just remember, you don't have to move really deep into this. You can keep it shallow and gently warm things up. You might move into it deeper as we move more into our practice. Take 3 more rounds of breath. Let your next inhale take you to a neutral spine if you're not there already. Roll the shoulders up and back and up and down. Let's sweep the arms out and up, big full breath in. As you exhale, we're just going to do a little tap down, right hand, left knee, look to the side, maybe behind you. And then inhale, come back up through center, sweep the arms up. And exhale, other side. Little tap down, look behind you. Couple more on each side, sweep the arms up as you inhale through center. And exhale, take it down and look behind you. And back up through center. And take it down, look behind you. Inhale back up through center, we'll all meet there. And exhale, cactus arms, squeeze shoulder blades together. Let's inhale, reach those arms up. And exhale, just gently relax them down. Beautiful. You're going to turn if you need to turn. You might be lined up perfectly. Just let that roll that you set up at the back half of the mat be behind you. Let there be maybe an inch of space between your roll and your sacrum. If you have low back issues, you might push the roll further away so there's more space between your hips and the roll. Go ahead and take the hands behind you, feet are bent, knees are bent, rather squeeze shoulder blades together, lift the heart, and then we're going to drag the spine all the way lengthwise on that roll. Make sure the head is supported by something. If it's not the roll, maybe a gentle little pillow. And then let the arms rest out by your side, palms face up. You can choose to keep the legs bent if that feels good to you, or straighten them out. Take a few good breaths here, just letting the body settle over the prop. Breathe deep into the belly. And as you exhale, let the heart melt, let the shoulders surrender to the earth. Attempt to find a little letting go. Use space and jaw. Just remember when you get here, if your low back feels tender, go ahead and scoot yourself further away from the blanket so there's more space between the blanket and your hips. That should help. Nice full inhales, slow, soft exhales. Feel free to play with the height of the arms. Another couple breaths. You might choose intentionally what you want to let go of. Exhale it out. Another deep, full breath in, full breath out. Your next inhale, go ahead and take those arms up towards the ceiling, and then you might stretch them behind you. Take a nice big full body stretch. And then as you exhale, release the hands down by your side, bend the knees, place the feet flat to the floor. You're going to roll to one side. Let's all roll over to the right. Use the bottom arm as a pillow for the head. Take a breath or two there. This is very important. We're going to move the blanket that's behind you, but move intentionally. This is often how people can hurt themselves. So maybe just moving that blanket aside, coming back down on your right side, laying on the right side. I'm going to use that blanket to support my head. You might want to do the same thing so the neck is in line here. Right shoulder stacked on top of or underneath left shoulder. And the arms are reaching out in front of you towards where your heart is shining. Palm to palm. So kind of like a crocodile, an alligator. And then the legs are at 90 degrees. Your knees are as high as your hips, and your ankles are floating below your knees. Knees and thighs are glued together. You want to keep them glued together here. So we're not letting them separate just yet. And again, you might want to have a little something under your head to keep the neutrality in your neck. When you're ready, left arm's going to reach up towards the ceiling like you're opening up a book. Keep the knees and thighs glued together. And just stretch that left arm as far back as it'll go. And then go ahead and close the book. So this is all happening from the upper back. The hips are staying stacked. Let's do that again. Inhale, open, stretch that arm as far as it'll go. Big breath. And one more, take it open. This time we'll stay. And gently release the knees and thighs from gluing together so the left hip opens up a bit, letting you drop deeper into that spinal twist, and then move the pillow up from underneath your head. So the neck is now on the floor. Relax the left arm to the earth, the left shoulder to the earth. If you want, that blanket or pillow that was under your head can work well in between the knees or thighs to support the hips and low back. My body prefers that, yours may too or not. Let's just take a few good breaths here. Don't be afraid to shimmy the right shoulder more to the right to drop deeper into that more comfortable spinal twist. Nice full breath in and full breath out. Final one, deep inhale all the way down the spiral in the spine. Exhale, softening to the earth. We're going to take the left fingertips as though you're drawing a rainbow overhead. Stretch that arm all the way up towards the wall behind your head, and then over, stacking hands, stacking shoulders. And when you get there, just mindfully make your way onto your back body. Don't worry about being straight or on your mat, that is. And just take a nice big breath into the neutral spine supported by the earth. And then we're going to roll onto the left side, doing the same thing on the left side. I'm just going to turn so I can face you all. So you might put a little blanket under the head or pillow, stack the arms, stack the hands, stack the hips, stack the knees. Legs are at 90 degrees. When you get there, keep the knees glued together. Inhale, right arm lifts up towards the ceiling like you're opening up a book. Reach it as far behind you as you can without opening the hips. And then go ahead and close that book. And again, open up the book. And close the book. And this time we open. And release the knees and thighs from being glued together. Move the pillow from underneath your head gently, mindfully. You might move it into between the legs. And you might scoot the left shoulder further to the left so you can drop in a little deeper. With the palms face up, just take a few breaths, settling in here. Big breaths all the way down the spine. One more full inhale, full exhale. Take that right arm and reach it above the head, stretching it long like we're drawing a rainbow overhead. And let the fingers come all the way around to meet the top of the other hand. When you get there, go ahead and gently, mindfully move yourself back onto your back body. Knees bent, and just take a few breaths there. Nice full inhale, full exhale. Please lift the right leg straight up towards the ceiling. Flex the foot, press energy out the heel. Make some circles with that right ankle. Things up. Really feel into the energy moving down the leg, into the foot. And then pausing on the other direction. And then bend the knee, take the knee into the chest, hands around the knee, pull that knee into your chest. Nice full breath. Feel free to stay there or extend the left leg long on the mat. Flex the feet. Another full breath in, full breath out. Ground through the back body, both hips rooted, low tummy pulling in. And that left leg, if it's straight, you're going to keep it straight and pull it all the way straight up. If it's bent, just take it up towards the ceiling. When you get there, release the right foot to the floor. Put your hands behind the left thigh and press some energy out that left heel as you gently let the toes melt towards the face. One more full breath. And then go ahead and bend that left knee, take the foot to the floor, take a nice big belly breath in and out. The left knee comes into the chest, hands around the knee, pull it in. Right leg goes long if you choose. Flex the right foot, nice full breaths in and out. Ground through the back body. The right leg is going to pull up towards the ceiling. Oh, I forgot to do the ankle. We'll do the ankle on the other side in a moment. Take a breath there. Let's take the hands behind the right thigh. Place the left foot to the floor. Go ahead and gently pull the toes towards your face. Press energy out the heel. Take a couple good breaths. Nice big breath in, big breath out. Beautiful. Go ahead and bend that right knee, place the foot to the floor. And we're going to send that left leg straight up towards the sky again and make some circles with the ankle. Noticing the sensations that you feel. And then on the other direction. As you feel ready, cross the left ankle over the right thigh. Let that left knee fall away from you. You might say that this is enough, and if it is, then stay here. If you'd like, you can pull the right thigh in towards your chest. Keep that left foot flexed, and gently bring that right knee in towards the chest as you breathe into sensation. Full breath in, full breath out. Okay. If you'd like, you can roll a little from side to side, see how that feels. And settle in, take another 2 mindful breaths. Keep shoulders relaxed, face relaxed. The muscles soften. Okay. Let's release the right foot to the floor. If it's not there already, left leg goes straight up towards the sky, squaring off the hips. And then bending the knee, placing the foot to the floor. And now we extend the right leg up towards the sky, cross that ankle over the thigh, gently press the knee away from you. Decide if you're going to stay there or pull the left thigh in towards your chest. Take a few breaths. Try to keep those shoulders heavy to the earth. Keep the right foot flexed. Keep your knees safe. And I roll a little from side to side. Another full breath in, full breath out. And gently release the left foot to the floor. Right leg goes straight up towards the sky. And then bend the knee and place that foot to the ground. Right, take a nice big belly breath here. Option to take the arms up and over the head, clasping wrists with the elbows be bent. Just make sure shoulders and elbows rest to the floor. Otherwise, find more of a wide V until the arms can rest to the earth. Take the feet a bit wider from left to right, so they're almost as wide as your mat maybe. And just gently windshield wipe your knees from side to side. Right. Give me another round of breath, maybe an extra breath on each side, if that feels good. And pulling up through center, going over to the other side for one extra breath. And then back up through center. When you arrive in center, bring the feet closer together. Let's bring the knees into the chest, both hands come around the knees, and we rock and roll, massage of the back body here. Present with each little micro movement and connection with the earth. And then pause. Take the hands behind the thighs. We're going to roll from front to back. If that does not feel good for you, go ahead and roll over to one side. And eventually we're all going to meet upright. So maybe take a couple rolls if you are rolling. And then make your way all the way up. When you arrive, hands come behind the thighs. Sit up tall, roll the shoulders back as though a string is pulling your heart up. Lots of options here. Start to hinge back so you can feel your core turn on. Come up on tippy toes. Start there. You might lift one leg, flex the foot. You might lift the other. If having both legs at the same time is too much, just do one, then the other. Keep the heart lifted. Good. Either stay there or let the arms release. You can stay here or you can straighten the legs. I'm going to keep my bent today because I'm just feeling better from back issue in my core's not all that it was. Let's take another 2 or 3 breaths wherever you are. Keep that heart lifted. Another breath. Bring the hands under the thighs if they're not there already. Release the feet down. Sit up nice and tall. Let the soles of the feet come together. The knees go wide. Take the hands to the ankles. Pull the heart forward. Sit up nice and tall. Shoulders roll back. Knees surrender to gravity. Nice full breath here. Feel free to stay here if that's what you enjoy, or start to hinge forward, walk the fingertips forward. You can even scoop the heels forward a little bit so you can drop in a little bit deeper. It's a little different experience. And you can always take forearms underneath. Whenever you've landed, just take 4 or 5 unhurried breaths. Go inward, release the knees to gravity. Feel the breath traveling over the back body. Soften the jaw a bit if you can. Begin to root the hands to the earth. Low tummy pulls in to start to lift the torso up. And grab those knees, hold them together. Take the legs straight. Pull the flesh out from underneath. Sit up nice and tall, Dandasana, pulling everything to the middle line. So inner thighs are pulling towards each other, tummy in, heart lifts, crown of the head lifts. You might even press down through the arms to get more length, and then gently bend the elbows, but try not to shrink the spine. Flex the feet, another full breath here. Let's make our way to tabletop, hands and knees. You can always pad the knees if you need to. Oh, wristbands. So once you arrive, let's walk the hands forward a little bit. And we're going to send the hips in some circles. You can start with small circles, make your way to big circles. Continue finding those hip circles. I'm going to put my wristbands on while y'all do that. Explore, feel free to bend into the elbows a little bit, get a little more movement going on. Do what feels good to you. And then pause and go in the other direction. Beautiful. Next time your shoulders are over your wrists, stay there. A modified plank, hips are in front of the knees. Keep the low tummy pulling in. I'm going to slowly bend the elbows, lower down to the earth. Inhale, baby cobra. Just the heart and the head lift. Exhale, release down to the earth. Pelvis and tops of the feet stay rooted. Inhale, baby cobra again. Exhale, release. Last one, inhale, baby cobra. This time we're going to stay. So really plant the hips and the tops of the feet down. Engage, bring shoulders back, maybe float the hands off the floor just an inch. Elbows are reaching to the back of the room. Chin tucks a bit just to get longer neck. Take another breath. Make sure you're breathing here. And then gently release down. When the head hits the ground, take a nice big breath to that low back. Good. We're going to press through the hands, come up through the tabletop. Let the knees go a little wider and press back into child's pose. Wiggle the hips a bit to settle in. Knees can be wide or maybe a little closer together if that feels better in your body. The forehead rests to the earth. If it doesn't reach the earth, place a blanket or a block there so your head is on something. Reach the arms forward, take some breaths. Another full breath in, full breath out. Start to lift the head a little bit and walk the hands over to the left. You might bend the left elbow and reach the right fingertips further away. Let the head follow. And breathe into that right armpit, right ribs. Inhale, come back up through center. Walk yourself back to center and then over to the right. You might relax the right arm, but reach the left arm really long. Let the head rest down. 2 deep full breaths into the left armpit, left ribs. Begin to lift yourself back up and come through center. When you arrive in center, we're just going to take one breath in a more active child's pose. Come up on your fingertips. Pull the shoulders back. Elbows are up off the floor. Tuck the chin so the crown of the head is reaching forward. There's a long line of energy from the top of the head to the tailbone. Nice full breath here. And use the heart and core muscles to lift you up to tabletop. Bring the knees under the hips. Flatten those hands out. Okay. When you arrive, we're going to extend the right leg behind you. Flex that right foot. You can always keep the toes on the ground if that's needed. Press energy out the heel. Pull the tummy in and either stay there or float the left fingertips up. Let your eyes rest down on the earth. Shoot energy out the lifted limbs. Ground down through the grounded limbs. One more breath. And then gently release everything down. Nice and sturdy. Left leg extends behind you, either toes to the ground or lifted. Flex that foot, left hip pulls down. Right arm might lift, it might not, you choose. Remember to ground down, to lift up and out. Nice full breath. And we release nice and sturdy. When you get there, back in your tabletop, walk your hands forward a little bit. Shoulders over wrists. Modified plank or curl the toes, lift the knees, find your full plank. Press the earth away so the heart is pressing up towards the ceiling a little bit. Another breath. And then pike the hips up and back, down dog. Just walk out your dog a bit. Nice full breath here. Option for vinyasa. Feel free to stay in your down dog if that's more comfortable for you. If you'd like to move through, inhale forward to plank. Exhale, lower down to the earth. Knees up or down. Inhale, baby cobra, cobra, or upward facing dog. And exhale, push through plank or tabletop, all the way back into down dog. Of course, your vinyasa can be you in child's pose as well. You make it yours. Look to the front of the mat. Begin to walk your feet forward, coming towards the top of the mat. When you get there, stay in your forward fold. Release the head, let the knees have a big bend or a little bend, whatever feels comfortable for you. Nice full breath in, full breath out. Tune into the soles of the feet connecting to the earth. Ground through those legs. Inhale, come up halfway, hands to shins, straight spine. Exhale, forward fold. Reverse swan dive, little bend in the knees, straight back, straight arms all the way up. And we exhale, hands to the heart. Just full breath in, full breath out. Let's stretch the arms all the way up. Clasp them when they're up high, reach up towards the sky. Then ground through the feet. We're going to reach up and over to the right. I'll be mirroring you. Press down through the left leg. Big full breath, opening up that whole side body. Inhale, lift back up. Exhale, other side. Ground down through the right leg. Big full inhale, big full exhale. Inhale, come back up through center. As you exhale, we swan dive, straight back, straight arms all the way down, forward fold. Root down through the left leg, hands tuck down to the earth, right leg steps back for a low lunge. A moment to settle into your lunge. You might grab your blocks here. I always love using the high block in the lunge to create more length and space. Squeeze the thighs together. Make sure that left ankle is below or slightly in front of the left knee. Lengthen out through the spine. Legs are strong. We're not just dumping down, finding our strength here. Hold the tummy in. One more breath. Let's release the hands to the floor, or you can take the right block to a low block if you prefer. And the left hand's coming to the left hip. We're going to pull that left hip back and then rotate left shoulder over right, looking over to the left. Keep that left foot rooted down and maybe the left arm lifts up. Little twist. Big full breath in and out. Circle that left arm down to the ground. Move your block aside, root down. Let's step all the way back. Plank. You can always drop the knees. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Move through your vinyasa, your way. When you get to your dog, take a nice full breath in and out. And when you arrive, extend your right leg behind you. Step it all the way forward. Help it forward if it needs it. Get yourself settled in here. Grab your blocks. We've got that low lunge. Looking for strength and space. And wiggle the hips. Lengthen out the spine. Nice full breath here. Ground down with the legs. See if you can find that stability. The left hand's going to root either to a low block or the floor. Right hand comes to the hip. Pull that right hip back. Start to rotate shoulders and maybe that right arm lifts. Little twist. Keep that right foot rooted to the earth with the knee floating above the ankle. Let's release the right hand down to the ground. Move your blocks aside. Left leg's going to step forward, forward fold. Gently let the tailbone start to reach up higher towards the ceiling. Head releases down. Legs are strong. Inhale, come up halfway, straight spine, shoulders roll down. Exhale, forward fold. And we reverse swan dive all the way up. And hands to the heart. Nice full breath here. Big inhale. Big exhale. Inhale, sweep those arms to the sky. Exhale, we're coming back into chair pose. Send the hips back. Arms can be extended or hands can be at heart. Ground through the feet. Pull the tummy in. Another breath. Good. Root down, rise all the way up, shoot the arms into the sky. Then we swan dive, forward fold. Step back with the left leg. Get your foundation strong. Take the feet a little wider from right to left. Give you that stability. And then ground down to lift up. High lunge. When you arrive, left arm comes forward. Right arm goes back. Nice high twist. Remember that back knee can have a little bend in it if that's better for your hips and low down. You can stay there or let the right hand come to the back thigh, left arm reaches up. Nice deep opening. Want to open up that left psoas, start to straighten the left leg a little more and reach further back. Nice full breath. We're going to cartwheel the hands all the way down and around. Take the hands down to the earth, step it back, plank. Squeeze to the middle line and plank. And then you decide where you want to go with it. Moving through your vinyasa, or coming to child's pose, or straight to down dog. When you arrive at down dog, extend your left leg behind you. Step the left leg all the way forward. Take a moment to connect with your foundation, and then move down to rise up for your high lunge. Find your stability, find your drishti, resting your eyes out in front of you. And then you might stay there, or right arm comes forward, left arm goes back, nice high twist. Maybe the left hand comes to the back thigh, maybe the right arm reaches up. Maybe your right leg straightens even more. Another full breath. And we mindfully cartwheel the arms all the way down, intentionally releasing the hands to the earth, and step it forward. Forward fold. Inhale, come up halfway, straighten out the spine. As you exhale, I want you to slide your hands to the backs of the thighs and slide them down as the heart and head come closer to the shins. One more time. Inhale, come up halfway. Hands come to the front of the shins, straight spine. And then as you exhale, hands slide to the back of the shins, gently pulling the head and heart towards the shins, gently. Another full breath here, tuck the chin. Inhale, come up halfway. Stabilize the legs, pull the core in, reach the arms out to the side, get a little bend in the knees, reach all the way up. Hands to the heart. Nice full breath here. Let's sweep those arms to the sky again. Exhale, sit back into chair. Bring your hands to your heart. Hang out in chair here, or ground through the left leg, lift the right heel. Maybe lift that entire right foot. Balancing chair, one more breath. Inhale, release the right foot to the ground, stand up nice and tall, big breath in. As you exhale, hands are going to come to the low back. Clasp fingers, squeeze shoulder blades together, open the heart. Try to keep the tummy lifted and don't pike the hips forward. Little bend in the knees. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. As you exhale, we're coming back into chair pose. Hands to heart center. Ground through the right leg. Either stay in your chair, sit a little deeper, or lift that left heel, or maybe the whole left foot. Keep that right knee bent. We're still in chair pose. Another breath. You ground down with the left foot. Stand up nice and tall, stretch the arms up. And exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Step it back with the right leg. Let that back heel draw down to the earth. Feet are in warrior two, so the back foot is parallel to the back edge of the mat. Start to get a little bend in that back leg. It always wants to lock. Let's use the muscles. Strong legs, come all the way up. Settle into your warrior two. Yeah. Just go ahead and make sure that front knee is pointing towards the second toe. Relaxing shoulders, let the gaze go out over the front fingertips. Moving down through the feet as though you're going to try to pull the edges of the mat together. Let's find that inner thigh action. Send that energy all the way up and out the crown of the head, super strong, yet light and centered. Another breath. Take the left forearm to the left thigh, side angle, right arm sweeps up and over that right ear. Roll the top shoulder open, roll the ribs to the sky. Strong legs, one more breath. Ground down through the legs, use your core to come back up through warrior two. And then we're going to straighten the front leg. Back hand to back thigh. We're going to reverse triangle. Left arm lifts. Nice full breath here. Let's come back. Arms parallel to the earth. Slide them forward as far as they'll go. And then pivot from your triangle. Staying here or sliding that right arm come over the ear with the fingertips pointing towards the wall in front of your head. Another full breath, long line of energy from right hip to right fingertips. Ground down, inhale, come all the way up, bend that front knee. Settle into your warrior two. Beautiful. Let's circle it down, back heel lifts. And we'll step it back. Plank. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Either flow back into dog or move through your vinyasa, or take a few breaths in child's pose. Wherever you are, take a nice full breath in and out. Beautiful. Let's walk to the front of the mat. Inhale, come up halfway, hands to shins. Exhale, hands slide to the back of the shins or the back of the calves. And gently release the head towards the shins. Tailbones reaching up. Inhale, come up halfway, hands to the front. And one more time, exhale, slide those hands behind you. Gently pull. Stay gently. Tuck the chin, let the forehead go towards the shins. You get a little bend in the knees. Reverse swan dive all the way up. Let's bring the hands to the heart. Release the hands by your side, Tadasana. Feel your body, feel your breath. Another breath here, feel the earth. Air on the skin. Inhale, sweep the arms up. As you exhale, we're going to take the left arm forward, right arm back, and sit back into chair all at the same time. Glance down, make sure that right knee is in line with the left knee. If not, give it a little, let the hip come forward. Right. Good breath. Press down, lift all the way up, come back through center, and clasp the hands behind you, open heart. Try not to send the hips forward, let the opening come from the upper back and the heart center. Ground down, inhale, sweep those arms all the way up. Exhale, forward fold, right through center. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. And we reverse swan dive all the way up. And as you exhale, we're going to come back into chair. Left arm goes back, right arm goes forward. Glance down, make sure the knees are even. Another breath. Root down, lift all the way up, back up through center. And we swan dive, forward fold. Bending the knees, hands to the earth, step back with the left leg. Allow that back heel to draw down to the earth so that back foot is parallel. And then root all the way down, coming up into your warrior two. Another breath here, settle in. Ground through the pinky edge of the back foot. Check out what's happening with that front knee. Bring it into alignment. Pull the edges of the mat together. Get that fire in the thighs. Send it up to the crown of the head. Take the forearm to the thigh. Sweep that left arm up and over the ear. Roll the armpit towards the sky. The breath. Ground down with the legs. Come back up through warrior two. Straighten the front leg. Back hand to back thigh. Front arm reaches up to reverse triangle. And then take those arms, tick-tock them parallel to the floor. Reach the right fingertips as far forward as they'll go. And then pivot into your triangle. Okay. Feel free to stay here or let that left arm come up and over the ear. Create length from left hip to left fingertips. Breath. Ground down, lift all the way back up, bend that front knee, settle into warrior two. Let's cartwheel down. Back heel lifts. I'm stepping all the way back. Plank. Bend the knees, send the hips back, child's pose. Nice full breath here. Connect with the exhale to slow things down a bit. Okay. Feel free to stay here for another 3 or 4 breaths, or make your way up into downward facing dog and move through a vinyasa before we get going again. Wherever you choose to be is yours. We will all make our way into downward facing dog, no rush. As you arrive, extend the left leg behind you. Stack the hips, left over right, bend the left knee so the heel comes towards your right glute. Keep the shoulders squared. This is an opening for the hips, not the shoulders. Another breath. Toes to the sky, square your hips, step that left leg all the way forward. Pull it forward if it needs it. Ground down to rise up for your high lunge. Nice full breath here. We're going to bring the hands to heart center. And then squeeze the inner thighs together, straighten both legs. And then exhale, bend both knees. Straighten and squeeze, lift. Bend both knees. Last one, straighten and lift. This time just bend the front knee, coming back into that lunge. And you might not like this, but we're going to slide right into warrior three. Let's sweep the arms behind you. Let the heart pull forward, hinge from the hips. Slide that right leg back and lift up. Left leg might be a little more tired. Let's keep those hips square. Shoot the fingertips behind you, crown of the head forward. Another breath. And very mindful, a little bend in the left knee. Let's take that right leg forward, bring it up into the chest. Pull it up high and gently place it down on the ground. Nice full breath in, full breath out. Good. We're going to ground through the right leg. Left knee is going to lift. Across ankle over thigh and sit back into a reclined chair. Nice full breath here. Or a couple. Elbows might come down onto the knee and ankle. You decide. Press down, lift all the way up. Let that left knee come into the chest. Hold it in. And then step it out. Release the arms. Nice big breath here. Let the feet settle to the earth. Inhale, sweep the arms to the sky. Exhale, come right through center, forward fold. Let it all go, let the brain melt. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, forward fold, hands to the earth. Take lots of little steps all the way back to downward facing dog. And then you decide if you want to move through a vinyasa, go for it. If you want to hang out in dog or maybe take a few breaths in child's pose, that's always an option. Wherever you are, breathe, stay connected. When you find your way into down dog, extend the right leg behind you. Stack right hip over left, bend the right knee, let that heel come down towards the left glute. Nice full breath. Remember, shoulders stay square here. Toes to the sky, square the hips. Step that right leg all the way forward. Put your foundation and then ground down to lift up. Full breath right here. Bring the hands to the heart. We're going to straighten the front leg and lift up. And then bend to both knees. Any amount is fine. Squeeze and lift, straightening both legs. And then bending both knees. Okay, one more. Squeeze and lift. And then bend to both knees. Straighten up and lift. And then go ahead and just bend the front knee. Let's sweep the arms up towards the sky, big inhale. Then we're going to sweep the arms behind you as you start to hinge forward. Ground through that right leg. Slide the left leg forward, coming into your warrior three. Flex that left foot. Try to pull the left hip down. Another full breath or two. Good. Now we're going to guide that left foot forward. If you can avoid putting it down, and just bring that left knee up towards the chest. And then mindfully release it down. Tadasana. Big inhale. Big exhale. Bring your hands to your heart. Ground through the left leg. Right knee lifts. You cross ankle over thigh, bend the left knee, sending hips further back behind you, or reclined chair. A few breaths. Remember, you can stay up high or elbows can come down. If you fall out, just recenter and come back in. Press down, lift it all the way up. Bring that right knee to the chest. You might give it a little pull. And then mindfully release it down. Just take a moment here. Feel, be, breathe. Notice if there's a reaction that comes up, like you have to move a certain way. Just notice that. See if you can find a more mindful breath. Breathe back into the belly, slow, soft exhale to slow things down. A full breath here. Let's lift the left arm up. Big inhale. Exhale, reach up and over. Let your bottom arm be heavy. Down through the legs. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, flip that arm down. Right arm lifts. Big breath in. Reach up and over. Breathe out with the bottom arm being heavy. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, release down. Beautiful. And take your feet a little wider. Keep the toes out. You honor you. We've done a lot of strengthening, not a lot of openings. You might not go very deep with this today, and it's okay. We're coming into Malasana. So let the tailbone draw down as the knees go wide towards the second toe. Slowly lower down. Only go to the place that feels doable for you today. You can always put a block on the highest setting or any setting underneath the sits bones if that feels better for you. If you are not using the block, even if you are using the block, Going to squeeze the inner thighs together, lift the pelvic floor, press down through the pinky edges of the feet. Yeah, another breath. And then go ahead and let go, let yourself soften into this. The heart lift, elbows press into the knees press into the heart. One more breath. And then we're going to press down through the feet and rocket ourselves all the way up. Toes come forward, sweep the arms in the air, and swan dive, forward fold. Now bring your feet hip distance apart. Grab your block if you don't have it handy, just one block. We're going to take the block underneath the heart and lengthen up the spine. So come to the highest setting perhaps, so you can find a longer, taller spine. Bend, I'll mirror you. Bend the right knee, left leg is straight, and left arm sweeps out to the side and up. Press down to lift up, take a nice full breath, keep that left leg straight, pressing that hip back. Another breath here. Release the top arm down, straighten both legs. Place the left hand to the top of the block. The left knee bends. Right hip is pulling up and back. And that right arm sweeps out to the side and up. Nice full breath, breathe down to lift up a little more space. And gently release that hand down. Move the block aside. Bend your knees generously. Pull the low tummy in, fire up the glutes. Keep the knees bent as you roll up slowly, one vertebra at a time. Make sure that feels okay. Come up with a straight spine if you need to. Keep the knees bent the whole time. Once you're upright, roll the shoulders. Open the heart. Take up some space here. Nice big, wide Tadasana. Big breath in, big breath out. Feel the energy of your practice pulsing through. Inhale, sweep the arms to the sky. Lower it through center, forward fold. Begin to bend the knees, take it all the way down to the mat. Little Plavasana, as I like to call it. And if you do have a block, you might stick it between the thighs. Squeeze the inner thighs towards each other as though your block is covered in coconut oil. Take the hands, reach them forward. Use your core to lower down slowly, one vertebra at a time, as long as that feels okay to you. If not, then just come down and meet you on the floor. Soften the jaw on the face. When you arrive down, go ahead and move your block aside. Heels come in towards the hips. Take a nice full belly breath. Even bigger releasing exhale. Feel the support of the earth. One more breath here. Just letting you know, the body know that it's time to start to slow things down. Just let the hands come down by the hips, palms face down. Feet ground to the earth. We're going to inhale, lift the hips, little moving bridge. Press the hips up as high as they'll go, ground through the hands, the feet, and even the shoulders. And then as you're ready, use your core strength to lower you down nice and sturdy, one vertebra at a time, as long as that feels okay in your back body. Otherwise, lower down like a plank. Inhale, lift, glutes squeeze, nice stable lifting. Maybe an extra breath up high. And exhale, lower. Just move through a few more at your own rhythm. Find your groove with this. Just be present. If you'd like to send the arms up and over the head as the hips lift, you can do that. And then the hands come down the same time the hips do. Hips and hands touch down to the earth at the same time. You can continue with the moving bridge, or maybe the next one you press the hips up and you stay there. Ground through the hands, ground through the shoulders. Press and lift. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. You might even roll the shoulders under, clasp hands, or grab ankles. Make sure there's space between the chin and the chest so you can breathe comfortably. One more breath if you're here. Let's release the hands, release the shoulders, and lower down mindfully, one vertebra at a time. When you land, take a nice big belly breath. Beautiful. Stretch the legs long, stretch the arms long. We're not coming into Shavasana just yet. We're just taking a nice big stretch. Reach out the fingers and the toes. Nice, spread all fingers, spread all toes. Take a nice big breath in and out. And then bring your knees to your chest. Give yourself a hug, rock and roll. Tune in, feel the body connected to the earth. And place the feet to the floor. We're going to take that block. If you don't have a block, a blanket folded will work as well. We're going to stick that block under the sacrum. Get cozy. Make sure the sacrum feels comfortable and supported. Either hang out here or let the knees float up above the hips or float the feet up above the knees. Just find somewhere where you can find some ease and a little letting go. No need for perfection here. You can let the feet just kind of float and dance like seaweed at the bottom of the ocean. If you feel like this is a lot of work in the core or the hamstrings, then just take it down a notch. We're looking for less work, more ease. And wherever you are, take a few breaths into the belly. Big inhales, longer, slower exhales. If you want to stay there for a few more moments, you can. If you're ready to come out, use your core to stabilize you to release the feet to the floor. Lift the hips, move the block, and then intentionally lower down. Don't just flop down. And when you land down, take one big breath in and out. And then we invite the knees wide for happy baby. Of course, you can close with any posture that you desire. If something else is calling to you, give yourself that. If you come to happy baby, you might roll a little, you might stretch one leg out wide, play a little, find that inner happy baby. Find your breath. Gently bring the soles of the feet towards each other. Slide your hands to the knees and just pull the knees together. Give yourself a hug. Maybe the heart reaches up towards the knees. So give yourself a nice tight squeeze. And then gently release everything to the earth for Shavasana. Give yourself whatever support you might need. Blankets, bolsters, whatever's going to give you the Shavasana that you deserve and have earned. Allow yourself to let go of doing. Embrace being. Surrender to the present moment with ease and an open heart. without changing anything. Just bring awareness in. Notice your body as it is, your breath as it is. Your awareness, move into your space. Notice how that's showing up in this very moment. Noises, smells, sensations. Don't analyze, don't critique, just become aware of each now moment. And then choose to bring a deeper breath in. You can choose to bring the body more fully into the moment, wiggling fingers and toes, waking things up, turning your wrists and ankles. Having a nice big stretch as you breathe deeper into the limbs, stretching them further away from the body. Maybe a yawn greets you. Go ahead and bend the knees, maybe a little rock and roll. And eventually just make your way over to one side, whichever side calls to you. And when you get there, take a nice full breath in and out. Use the top arm. Gently press yourself upright. Stay connected inward. As you make your way, find a longer, taller spine. As you do arrive, ground down through the sitting bones. Lift up through the crown of the head. Open up that divine channel within you. A nice full breath in, taking up more space. And full breath out, settling into you. Please bring the palms together in front of the heart. And we'll close together with a cleansing breath. Nice big full inhale. Releasing and letting go, exhale. We bow down. That place within where we all meet as one. Heart space filled with grace and wisdom and beauty. Namaste.